People are probably like, why the hell are they recording him shopping?
So I'm trying to help people out. Because people don't know what the hell to buy. To make gains, bro.
Do it. Yeah, they always go bad fast. They'll be ripe in like
what about like that?
Those look like you can eat them today.
The more brown they are, the more nutrients they have. Zucchini. Probably just 2 of each.
Yeah, two's fine. Organic, because we don't like to eat chemicals.
Yeah, and if you guys have never eaten zucchini, it's a really sweet vegetable, so it's good shit.
I want some
bell peppers too.
I would just get green.
Unless you green ones.
Yeah.
Another tip is that you're gonna want to stick to the outside of the store most of the time you're in the grocery store. That's just where you're gonna find all the fruits, veggies, meats, essentially the shit you want to eat. The good shit, not all the processed shit.
And then watch him get like Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal.
That's why you never come to the grocery store hungry. Red taters.
This is where it's at, right here.
I just like to get this Uncle Ben's Jasmine. All right, we have some, right? Oh, so
yeah.
2. We already have some?
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff's awesome. Ready in 90 seconds. Corn flakes. I always like to mix my cereal with protein, some kind of protein shake, so I like to just get something plain.
Do you want to tell them about how we go through the aisles first?
Oh yeah, also a little tip is to try to save your meat for last, just that way it's out of the refrigerator for less time. I'm getting 2% just because I try to avoid the excess fat, but if you have problems hitting your calories, definitely go whole milk. Little Greek yogurt just for a little snack.
Protein yogurt.
Protein yogurt. Eggs. How many do you think we need? 12?
Just 12.
12 and some egg whites. Of course, water, because it's the key to life. Get a little pump real quick.
Get.
This one's open. All these are open, bro. Protein oatmeal. I usually get banana nut, but all they have is cranberry almonds. Freaking stupid. Alright, next is some protein granola. To be honest, I don't normally get this in organic, but it's all they have. Boom. Pretty much the main reason I come to Market Street is for this Applegate Naturals turkey bacon. It's 6 grams of protein per slice, dude.
Bagels?
Alright, next we got some bagels. Make sure they're whole grain. If you guys haven't tried Dave's Killer Bread, it is bomb.
Bombdiggity.com.
Yeah, you just never really know when there's gonna be a time where you might not be able to get a meal in, so gotta have a little bit of protein on deck. That's it. So, alright, so last we have chicken breast tenderloins. I like the tenderloins over the chicken breast just because I feel like they cook quicker. And then lean ground beef, you want to make sure it's 93% lean, 7% fat, or 90-10. Alright guys, before I get into meal prepping, I wanted to mention a few things that I didn't get to mention at the grocery store. So first off, I love peanut butter for cutting. It's very calorie dense. It's almost 200 calories per serving. So I'll get like, I don't know, probably 2 servings of this a day, and that's 400 calories right there. It's just something nice and easy that adds calories on top of anything. Like, I really like to start my day with an apple and some peanut butter just to get things going. I'm not very hungry usually when I wake up, so that helps me. So that's where I get a good amount of fat, and then the rest of it is either from my meat or my cooking oils, which I use coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil. For me, I average about 5 meals a day, right? Odds are I'm not gonna eat chicken and rice for all 5 of those meals, so I'm not, you know, I need a little variety. As you notice, I got a good amount of breakfast foods because I love breakfast food. I'll end up eating like 2 breakfast meals a day, and then the rest I'll have, you know, chicken and potatoes, beef and rice, or make a taco, whatever. But just be realistic with yourselves, guys. Get a few extra things like some whole grain tortillas, some hamburger buns, some turkey dogs, just so you can switch it up, you know, because you aren't always gonna want to eat your prep meals. So there's these quick cooking meals that you can eat, like these Genio turkey dogs, which I personally really like. I mean, you want to keep this processed stuff to a minimum just because it can be so high in sodium and maybe some other stuff, but you know, that once a day really isn't going to be bad for you, and it's going to keep you happy. So a good rule of thumb is you should be eating about 80% of clean, healthy foods that you enjoy, 10% of unhealthy foods that you enjoy, and 10% of healthy foods that you don't enjoy, just for your own benefit. But all right, I think that's it. Let's get cooking. So the very first thing you want to do, guys, is preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Just get that going and save you some time while you're kind of getting your food ready. Okay, very next thing you're gonna wanna do is start prepping everything that's gonna go, there we go. Start prepping everything that's gonna go into the oven, right? Because we can be cooking our beef and our veggies while all of that is already cooking, so we wanna get that stuff out of the way. So I like to start out and chop the potatoes into fourths. They're just little red potatoes, so it's really quick, just boom, boom. You guys are gonna see I'm really not that good of a cook. I just cook what I know I enjoy. It's not gonna look fancy, it's not gonna look incredible, but it's gonna taste good, and I'm gonna be able to eat it on a regular basis, and that's what matters. We got the oven turned on, now we gotta prep these taters. So I just like to chop them into fourths. Boom. Okay, after everything's chopped into fourths, you're gonna wanna spray your pan. Throw some foil on there, it just makes it easier to clean. And then spray your pan with some olive oil. And then I like to actually spray the potatoes with it a little bit. It's just gonna help the seasoning stick. And I like to throw on steak seasoning just because it kind of gives it that French fry flavor. But really use whatever you want. Alright, then we are doing the exact same thing for the chicken. Spraying the pan. Throw the chicken on there. And then really just use whatever seasoning you want. Also, I only season one side just because it's going to save time. You know, you don't have to flip over every single piece of chicken to season the other side, and you'll just get a little bit less sodium that way. Alright, so we got our chicken seasoned, potato seasoned. Now I'm just throwing these in the oven. Just on that middle rack.
Don't drop them.
Boom, and we're gonna leave both of those in there for 30 minutes and get started on our beef and veggies. Also, my oven gets really hot. It's pretty old, so I check it about 5 minutes before it's supposed to be ready just to make sure I don't burn it. Definitely do the same thing and then just judge how much longer you're gonna need to leave it in. So next we're gonna get these veggies going, the zucchini and green beans. Go ahead and get your pan heating up. Just set it on high because we're actually gonna boil them. You can cook them different ways. I just find this is the easiest, and I can just throw all these vegetables in there and just have them be ready within 10 minutes. So the pan's heating up. While that's heating, Got the potatoes and chicken cooking in the oven. Chopping up the zucchini. All right, got all that zucchini chopped up. You want to put the veggies in the pan first. Green beans in here. And then we're throwing in some nice hot water. I like to move it around so I don't freaking burn the shit out of these with this hot water. Boom, just enough to hit all of it. Right there should be good. All right, so I'll just kind of stir that occasionally and get working on the beef. So before I get the beef going, I'm going to cut up these bell peppers. You don't have to throw bell peppers in with your beef, it just adds a little something extra, especially if you want to make it with tacos or anything like that. If you're new to this, first thing you want to do is cut out that top portion, just cut a little circle around it. Alright, so we got those veggies boiling, got the green bell peppers all chopped up on the pan. We're going to throw that on medium to high heat, let that sizzle a little bit, let those juices get flowing, and then we're going to throw the beef on top and it'll cook within like 10 minutes. Alright, so we let those bell peppers sizzle for just a couple minutes, and then we're throwing in that lean ground beef. Start breaking that up. Alright, once you get that all broken up, throw whatever seasoning you want on there. If you're using some kind of tomato sauce or anything like that, you'll want to wait till it's browned. So once you got everything in there, you've broken down the meat, throw your seasoning in. You're just going to be stirring frequently until everything's nice and brown and you don't see any more pink. And that should take 8 to 10 minutes really. And then by that time your veggies will be done. Definitely check them during that time though. Just grab one, take a little bite, and see if it's to your liking, because it's really personal preference. I like mine to just be softened up a little bit, but still have a little bit of a crunch to it. Yeah, now we just wait for everything to cook, stir a little bit, and yeah. Alright, so checking everything at 25 minutes. Chicken is good to go. Cut it open, there's no pink at all. Nice and tender. The potatoes can go a little bit longer, they're still a bit hard. I'm gonna throw those in for about another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so after about 8 minutes, the beef is nice and browned. No more pink in there. Veggies done. All we gotta do is drain it. Okay, we got the beef drained, got all that grease out. Now, all that's left, we just gotta start separating everything into the Tupperware. Oh. From there, guys, based on your macros and how many meals a day you're eating, so for me, that's about 5. Just divide it up equally, just 250 protein divided by 5, and yeah, just keep it simple. Even everything out, or divide everything evenly, and boom, good to go. So for me, I am pretty much always shooting for right about 8 ounces. It doesn't have to be exact, guys. One thing you have to remember is, yeah, you have daily macro goals, but really, it's all gonna add up over the week. So if you're getting a little less in one meal, at some point in that week, you're gonna get a little bit more from the mismeasurement. But yeah, so don't stress yourself out about being exactly on 8 ounces or whatever you have specified. Just have to be close. About another 10 minutes later on the potatoes, so these took around 35 minutes. They got a nice brown tint on them, just a nice little crisp. All right, everything is done and divided up evenly into the Tupperware. I have shitty Tupperware, so I couldn't fit the potatoes in there, but it's no big deal. I'm just gonna divide them up as I eat them. So this is just enough meals for half the week. If you guys, I prefer it that way just because the food stays fresher. If you want to just go ahead and have all your meals ready for the whole week, just double the amount you buy and cook. So.
And just get salmonella poisoning from the chicken on day
7. Yeah. So yeah, everything is just divided up evenly, about 8 ounces of meat in each container. I just tried to put an even amount of vegetables in each one. And like I said, I'm just gonna measure the potatoes as I eat them. So yeah, I have one of these meals a day. Chicken, veggies, and rice. I have that Uncle Ben's rice that I showed you guys in the store. This takes 90 seconds, so you can just throw that in the microwave. Whoops. Yeah, those take 90 seconds, so you can just throw that in the microwave whenever you're ready to use it. So I'll have one of those chicken meals a day, one of these beef meals a day, and with some potatoes, and I might switch it up, you know, maybe I'll have some potatoes with the chicken, or I'll use a whole grain tortilla and throw that into a taco with some pico de gallo or whatever, you know, switch it up. That way you don't get bored. And then, you know, I'll be having 2 breakfast meals, like I said, bagel, some turkey bacon, eggs, egg whites, all that stuff is prepped within 10 minutes, so no need to pre-cook it. And I'll swap that out with some oatmeal, or have oatmeal as that second meal with those added oats for just extra calories and protein. And protein shake with the cereal, and I also use Carbolin and a whey protein isolate as kind of my mass gainer. Because like I said before, I just don't like mass gainers. They are so hard to drink, make me feel super bloated. So I would just rather sip my protein and then throw the Carbolin in for another 100 grams of carbs. So yeah, that does it for this video. Hope you guys found it useful, and I'll see you guys next time for a workout video, getting into the good stuff.